this victory forward. Now, you're going to hear a lot of talk from Trump and his other crooks.
Oh, thank you.
They're going to try and discourage us.
Awesome.
And you need to stay alert and prepared. Because even as he moves, you know there are a bunch of hate mongers. There's a bunch of white violence going on, not only on black people, but on whites too.
That ain't right.
We, the people, we are not going to be denied. We don't walk too much, too far, too long, when we shouldn't have had to if our representatives were serving our interests.
Hey guys, so we're live at Niagara Square right now.
Starts with us.
That's right.
You got to be in the game in order to play.
That's right.
So all those folks you got to register. All those folks you talk to get others to register. We're looking at the results of that work. Now, you may not get paid cash, but we're going to get some good policy, not because they're just going to do it because they don't want now. It's going to happen because we are not going to stop.
That's right.
No more lies. No more shucking and jiving. Any representative that want to represent us needs to make sure they come and talk to us. We have heard over the past year and even before the past year, we've heard a lot of folks talk about town hall. When's the last time one of your congressional representatives held a town hall with you on issues that matter? See?
It's a count the votes rally,
There's
guys.
a lot of things on the ballot. Okay, we're gonna go right on into it. We got the cheese doodle out of office, and you're not hype about that? We ain't got no more hate. We're gonna have trouble with Biden. We will have trouble with Biden, but understand that we got a lot of hate out of office, and those that have hate might be doing malicious type of things right now, but we gonna say, fuck you. That's how I feel. At the end of the day, we need to make sure that we stand up and fight back for our community. Our votes matter, not just on a national level, but right here in Western New York.
That's right.
We need to make sure that we stand up. Working Families Party got 11,000 votes in Erie County. I don't know if that makes you hype. That makes me hype. So I just hope that we understand that the future is coming. Voting numbers are turning up. We need to make sure that we didn't just do that for the presidential election, but we do that for the future elections, for every single person that we stand with. Because besides that, we shouldn't have anybody in office that we don't stand with.
So this is a count the votes rally,
We had
guys.
that vote.
We're just talking about like the importance of voting and counting the votes and that so far.
The first person that I want to bring up is our, honestly, she's become a comrade. She has stood around HALT. She has been fighting with us in the public arena. She's not doing things in the back door. At least that's what I feel. I want to give it up for our chairwoman for the Erie County Legislature, April Baskin.
All right, Buffalo and Erie County, we did work and we got results. Give it up for yourselves. For far too long, Buffalo residents have felt like their votes don't count. And we know for a fact that poverty-stricken communities and the communities that are struggling the most, that are oppressed, that are depressed, that are disregarded, Biden and Senator Kamala Harris to the White House during the 10 days of early voting. Do you know that 4,814 voters turned out in the Madison district, which is an increase of 123% over the last 40 years, and 43% of who turned out in the general election from 2016. Madison is predominantly who? Us, black people. We turned out and voted early in the university district. 4,045 voters turned out early, which is an increase of 104%. Early voting, and it was 36% of the general election turnout. The totals also increased in Ellicott. The totals also increased in the Niagara district. These are the residents who often are underserved. These are the same residents who, despite that, showed up to the polls. These shifts happened because of organized unity. I know for a fact that Open Buffalo, Push Buffalo, the Urban League Young Professionals, the Peacemakers, the Hispanic Heritage Council, Black Love Resist, the National Action Network, the NAACP, Citizen Action, these are the organizations that went to the ground and made sure that people were registered to vote. These are the organizations that did the hard work. I have to be honest, it was you guys that pushed your elected officials to get out and support your initiatives to make sure that everybody in your power was registered to vote, that was in your reach, and that we made a change at the ballot box. And you were successful, so congratulations to you. Our brothers and sisters in labor, CWA, SEIU, labor all around the country, they are the ones who went out in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, to ensure that we moved our country forward, not backwards. It is because of this call of unity that we are celebrating what we're celebrating today, and that's having, what you call it, the cheese doodle? That cheese doodle is out of office. Congratulations to you all. Starting next Tuesday, the absentee ballots will be able to be counted here in Erie County by state law. We have to wait until every ballot is in before we can start counting those for our local elections. Our local elections matter. Who sits in the seats in Albany matters. So it's not over yet. As Christian said, it's not over yet. We still got to count our absentee ballots. We still want to make sure that we have the majority in Albany, in the Senate, and in the Assembly. We want to make sure that in the county legislature, we retain the majority. We want to make sure that our values still reign. So we're still counting votes. We're still counting your votes. Your hard work matters. Black lives matter. You and your mama matter. You and your baby matter. Your neighbors matter. Your brother matters. Everybody matters. Your vote will be counted. God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
When our votes are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When blacks and Latinos are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Let's go, baby. All right, the next person I want to bring up is someone that was endorsed by Citizen Action. He is a comrade to the people in the community. He is a tenant, fighting attorney in City of Buffalo, Adam Bojack.
Thank you, everybody. I'm glad we're here with a lot of uplifting news today. But it happened because we counted all the votes. We did the right thing. Something you always need to remember is that the Republican Party is a minority party in this country. When the votes are counted, they usually lose, and they know that. And that's why they maintain power by using things like voter suppression and disgusting gerrymandering. They know how to keep power because they know when the people come out, the people use their voice and vote, they lose, and they lost today. That's why it's always important to count every vote. Moving forward, we have a lot of work to do. Jim touched on that. Christian touched on that. we have a lot of power once we come together and we start to organize and we use that power to lift up our voices. Because nothing is going to change right away, right? There's a lot of hate leaving the White House, as was said. We have to make sure that the people moving into the White House are acting in our best interest. Because we will still have 800 bases in 70 countries around the world. We will still be spending $750 billion on our military every year. And we will still have people dying in the streets because they're not getting housing, they're not getting food, they're not getting clothing, they're not getting the things that they need to live. So today, we counted all the votes. Tomorrow, we organize for a better world. And I hope you'll do that with me.
When I say black lives, when I say black lives, you say matter. Black lives!
Matter!
Black lives!
Matter!
The reason I'm pointing that out significantly because in the annals of history of this nation, there have been black lives that have been the donut hole of opportunity, of justice, and fairness. So, one more time. Black lives!
Matter!
Black lives!
Matter!
When democracy is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When democracy is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
All right, Jimmy the Great right there. All right, the next person I want to bring up is the people that the endorsement will count. I truly believe that from the Working Families Party. Let's bring up Julie.
Good afternoon. Let me know if you can hear me, okay? My name is Julie Al-Jabani. I'm a leader with the Buffalo chapter of the New York Working Families Party. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a citizen of our city, and I'm also a voter, just like you. The Working Families Party, along with everyone else here today, is deeply committed to protecting the integrity of our elections. And our work ensuring our elections are fair and accurate and have results that have succeeded. We have successfully voted to dump Trump. I'd like to take a moment to highlight and thank the civil servants who have worked the polls as well as the U.S. Postal Service for diligently working to get all the mail-in ballots delivered. Record numbers of Americans participated in this election. It's clear the voters have sent a message. It's time for leadership that will respect the power and dignity of the working class people across our country. We have elected Joe Biden as our 46th president. We have also brought in Kamala Harris, who will be our vice president. She is the first woman and Black and South Asian woman. This is truly a historic moment. But that doesn't mean our work is over, even now that the results are in and a winner has been declared. Our communities are still suffering from the pandemic, and we know even while some might see Biden administration as a return to normalcy, for many working families, normal was never there to begin with. So while we have won today, I want to acknowledge that this is not an uncomplicated victory for many of us. A lot of us are still emotionally processing what it means that half of our country still chose to embrace a continuation of a racist, fascist, and incompetent administration.
Yeah.
We can and we must create a future where all of us, people of color, workers, tenants, immigrant communities, have a voice and our families can thrive. We can only do that if our people can trust that when they vote, their votes will truly count. So our call to action today is, after you have marched and celebrated with everybody here today,
please make sure to sign up with a progressive organization and commit to continuing to do this work with us. Join the Working Families Party and learn about our work championing progressive candidates and organizing a New York for everyone.
One thing I didn't do was announce all the organizations that signed on today to make sure that all the counts was counted. We did not expect for 12 o'clock to be the winning victory for Biden. So the organizations that did sign on is Citizen Action, CWA, SURGE, Clean Air, CEJ, Area Labor Federation, Push Buffalo, 1199 SEIU, Sierra Club, Voice Buffalo, PPG, Open Buffalo, Buffalo Urban League, NYIC, New York Immigration Coalition, Erie County Restorative Halt, Solitary Confinement, Local New York, Working Families Party, Slow Roll, Black Love Resistance in the Rust, the Peace Center, People's Action, Prisoners Are People Too, Somali Bantu Community. So them other speakers that's coming up next. Sorry, my paper flew on the floor. The next person I want to bring up is a home care worker. Her name is Darlene Gates, representing 1199 SEIU.
Hello, everybody. My name is Darlene Gates. I'm a home care worker from Weinberg campus, and I'm a proud member of 1199 SEIU. We work hard just this election season, but all year. Before, we had the COVID pandemic and was in Albany fighting for bail reform, which is not a bad thing. It creates fairness in our criminal justice system. Once the pandemic hit, I still had to go to work while we did not have enough PPE or hazard pay. Still, my co-workers and I kept providing care for our residents. We are essential workers, and all of these experiences shows that we need work leaders who value our work. This is why I took time away from my family, friends, and my life to work to ensure that my community voted. I worked very hard to make sure that our voices of Black people, union people like me, were heard. The end of my speech has changed because as of 12 o'clock today, we have a new president, a new woman president, and I'm just willing to work with them to make sure they support our agenda, and change is coming. Thank you.
The next person I'm bringing up, their organization that did a lot of work to take CO2 out of the air. They closed down the coke plant. Give it up for Rebecca Newberry from Clean Air Coalition.
Hello. So we got some stuff to celebrate today, right? So the people of this country, led by communities of color, have fired Donald Trump. This win is a testament to the power of multiracial grassroots organizing. We choose to believe in the power of organizing at Clean Air. Despite the egregious voter suppression, the strength of American democracy has been upheld by the millions of people that stood in voting lines for hours on end, the millions of calls we made to people in Georgia and Pennsylvania, ensuring voters had the information and resources they needed to cast their vote, and the hard work of movement builders who, for the past 4 years, have fought harder than ever to stop the erosion of civil protections for our people. And let's be clear, defeating Donald Trump is a movement win, not a win for the Democratic establishment. While we can celebrate today, now is not the time to rest. Over the past 4 years, protection to our health, the environment have eroded, and now we are in shakier ground than ever. While we have maintained a resemblance of our democracy, we must be clear that the reality of a Biden administration also does not serve our friends and neighbors the way we need it to. Our democracy is far from perfect. This is no surprise, given our country was built on by, for the wealthy and the elite. And we have seen this corruption over and over again. We see it all the time, right here in Western New York, when governments do not hold corporations accountable for making poor and working class white communities and communities of color sick, exposing us to pollution and hazardous waste, when people of color and women are kept from advancing in publicly subsidized workplaces like Tesla, when our mayor, the police department, and our holding center are allowed to systematically enable officers and racist citizens to take black lives. But despite all odds, in this imperfect system that has beaten down so many of our people, we continue to show up. We continue to turn out day in and day out because we know that institutions are only as strong as we demand them to be. Because this is our country and we are not going anywhere. Throughout this campaign, Joe Biden has made many commitments to environmental justice communities where our members live. He has stated that all Americans should have a fair shot at getting ahead. He has called for energy and environmental policy to advance public health and economic opportunity. He has called for an overhaul of the Environmental Protection Agency's External Civil Rights Compliance Office and stated he will strengthen pollution laws to reduce disproportionate impacts on poor and working class white communities and communities of color. But while his promises are a good start towards the world that we're fighting for, we know campaign promises often go undelivered. And it is our job to make sure a Biden administration holds to these commitments and to spend time the next 4 years fighting for a country and an economy that centers our health and equity. So we know the road ahead is not going to be easy. Our movement is going to have to fight hard against a Biden administration, and we're up against an emboldened and organized right. More white people voted for Trump in 2020 than in 2016. Right will not let up for a single second. We've got our work to do to continue to organize more of our people, my people, white people, away from white supremacy and towards a world where we all can be free.
Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
When corporations are killing our people with cancer, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
The next person I want to bring up is a comrade. She's out in the streets in the front line, fighting as much as she can. She also made sure that her community was able to hold down the wealth of the land. And I want to give up member of Citizen Action, India Walton.
Congratulations, everyone. The organizations and individuals represented here today have worked tirelessly over the last year to register voters, to educate the public, and to get souls to the polls.
That's right.
We've had conversations around our kitchen tables, in the barbershops and beauty salons, and on street corners about the importance of voting. Not only because our ancestors fought and died, but because we care about education, health care, potholes, and housing for all. Because we are being murdered in the streets, and our people are perishing at the hands of those sworn to protect us. Now, how do I explain to these same people who feel like our lives don't matter? I can't tell women and young people and black people and indigenous people and formerly incarcerated people that they should go vote and then we disregard the vote that they've cast. What we are witnessing is an attempt at the erosion of our democracy, and we are not having it. Our people are ready to stand up and be counted. Like I said before, congratulations. This is a very small step. We initiated the harm, but we have not won. Today is where the work begins. Let's take a collective deep breath and relax for just a moment, but we will not be rocked back to sleep. We're out here, we are building momentum, we are building power, and we are coming for what's rightfully ours.
The next person I want to bring up, I met this year. He has given me goosebumps. His story will give you goosebumps. They put him in a hole. He has been fighting for people that's incarcerated for a long time. He's been in jail for a long time. And he's here with us today. So I want to make sure y'all give him a round of applause because he's fighting to stop whole solitary confinement the wrong way. Thank you so much. Lock him out. Lock him out. Lock him out. And while we stand here and celebrate today the fact that we changed over an administration, let's not forget that we still need every vote counted. We still want to know what those numbers are because right now we got about 5 million more Americans who agree with the principles that stand behind Joe Biden, Kamala Harris. Although I don't agree with everything that they talk about and do, I know it's a far cry from the idiot that we just ousted. And let's keep that official. Although Halt Solitary was not on the ballot, the same issues that are on the ballot for all of us are human dignity and the respect for this democracy. But let's keep it serious now. This is not a true democracy because it is not one vote. One vote counts for one person. It is an electoral process that is outdated that we need to abolish because it is manipulation by numbers and it is voter suppression. It is racist and it has got to stop. We want one vote, one person, one vote in this country. No longer this republic, this gerrymandering game of playing politics by numbers, pick by numbers, and pick the person that you want to pick. We need to get rid of that. But I want to tell you today, as much as we are here to celebrate a change, let's remember that we have so much work to do. That when almost half of this country was aligned with a fool, an idiot, a racist, a misogynist, when half the country can be aligned with that type of ideology, we got more work to do than in the White House. We got to do it right here. And I want to take this opportunity, I hope she's still here, or she's gone. I want to take an opportunity to talk about legislator April Baskett. These are the type of politicians that we need to be representing us in this country. People with compassion, but people with lived experience, and people with a heart for people. Not with people who just want power, prestige, and privilege, but people who care about the people in this country. And that's what we need. I want you to walk away from here today knowing that the battle has just begun. We got so much fighting to do, but there can be no unity without you and I. You and I. So let's stay united. Let's show everybody that this is what we say. What's that chant? What does what look like? What does democracy? There she goes. There she goes. April for president. April for president. What does democracy look like?
This is what democracy looks like.
What does democracy look like?
This is what democracy looks like.
And to that clown who's on his way out, this is no hoax. Let's count all the votes. This is no hope. Let's count all the votes. Power back to the people. Say we.
We.
Together.
Together.
Did it.
Did it.
Say we.
We.
Together.
Together.
Did it.
Did it.
We voted Trump out.
We voted Trump out.
We voted Trump out.
We voted
we still gotta work. Biden is still not the best choice, and we know that. Biden is gonna do things that Trump would have probably did to kill our people to still give influence to these white people that are racist. But now it's time for us to make sure that we keep Biden accountable. If not, the next 4 years, build an agenda so that we get somebody that we want really elected. Right now, I want to give it up to Standing Up for Racial Justice because they have been, to me, the best advocates in the streets. They do rapid response. I have a lot of respect for Emma, and she knows that. But I want to give it up to Melissa Hubbard, who's about to speak.
We voted Trump out. I just want to say that. My name is Melissa, and I am here from Showing Up for Racial Justice Buffalo.
That's right.
Buffalo. And I'm here today to celebrate this incredible victory that we won together. Oh, yeah, sorry. So we here at Church Buffalo, we are here to celebrate today this incredible victory. We are a local chapter of a national organization that organizes white people in a multiracial movement. And those of us who are white, we know that none of us are free until all of us are free.
That's
We
right.
know that white supremacy is our work.
That's right.
And we will not rest until that work is completed. Now we're not going to rest, but we are going to celebrate today, right? Celebrate this incredible victory. We saw millions and millions of Americans stand up to this pandemic, to voter suppression.
Yes.
And they came out and they rejected this white supremacist president, right? They rejected this white supremacist president. We aren't just celebrating that victory today, we are celebrating the incredible organizers, mostly led by black people and other people of color, who gave us this victory. And I've got a lot of you that talk about the work that Stacey Abrams has been doing in Georgia, right? Stacey Abrams in Georgia. The electorate. We know that she's been working to overcome that voter suppression that disenfranchises black and brown people. Members of Surge Buffalo played a part in that work. We were part of the Swing Left Georgia campaign, part of the coalition led by Stacey Abrams. Our members call voters in Georgia. Thank you all so much for your work. It was honor to be part of a coalition led by Stacey Abrams. But we know in Surge that there are other black women organizers and other organizers of color in every community in this country who need our support. And that includes Buffalo. And so that's why we are proud in Surge to partner with local black organizers and brown organizers in Black Love Resisting Arrest, our partner organization, who works on our multiracial justice on the local level. This election has shown us all what we can accomplish when we follow the lead of black and brown organizers and communities for work. We're celebrating today, but we're going to keep working tomorrow, right? In Surge, we know that one election is not enough to dismantle white supremacy. This election will not end the racist, classist, and sexist systems that still oppress people of color and other people. That's right. Here in Buffalo, the racist police department is still brutalizing people with their tools. That is right. People are still facing outrageous and sometimes fatal conditions in Avery County jails. And unfortunately, our local police department gets rewarded for shooting a man in the stomach with the purchase of new weapons like Bola wraps. Instead of listening to the community and defunding the police and reducing the role of the police in Buffalo. That's why we are still out here. We are going to keep doing this work. We don't want to go back to whatever was normal before Trump.
Yeah, sorry guys, I know the volume's low right now.
We want to build a world where all people are alive. We know that 68 million people in this country still voted for Trump. We know that most of them were white, and we know that some of them live right here. We know that right here. We are so grateful to everyone in the country.
Yeah, I can't hear her over cars beeping either, guys. I'm sorry.
Hope that you join us in the days, the weeks, on Facebook, like searching for showing up on Rachel Garcia Network. We have a general meeting coming up next Tuesday, 6 p.m., November 10th. There. We cannot wait for the actual work of building a better world for everyone.
Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Ain't that?
Alright, for the last speaker, this person is my brother in the movement. I started in the movement with him. He has been fighting so that this pandemic doesn't lead people into homelessness. Obviously, the evictions that's about to happen on January 1st is going to be a record of how many evictions are going to ever be in this nation, not just New York. So it's going to be a sad, sad moment. I want to give it up to my brother, John Washington.
So today we celebrate the opportunity to have a little bit less oppression than we had before. And fighting back against fascism is important, but it's not enough. And we can't let, especially our white folks, our privileged people, our people who are doing all right now, sit down and celebrate the victory of someone we know is a racist who will continue to slowly and invisibly deconstruct every part of American life for big corporations. So we won the slow route. Trump was the fast route, Biden's the slow route. What that means is we need to speed up our engagement. I watched a lot of people wake up. I watched a lot of people look at the map and see the architecture of American oppression. See how surgically they drew all the lines from state to county. We got a chance to zoom in and see how they lock us in political ghettos to take our power away, to see what this country really is. This country is how you invalidate as many votes as possible to make sure you maintain white supremacy, patriarchy, and environmental degradation. Read the Wall Street News, read CNBC, read what the capitalists are saying about this election. They're saying we love it. Biden won, so we're gonna calm down. We have a divided House and Senate, so they can't get nothing done. Beautiful. Everything goes for us. They are expecting us to turn down because Biden won, and that is exactly why they let him win. So what is our job to do?
Excuse me, guys.
Turn up for justice. I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. I genuinely believe we have 70 years to save humanity. Literally. Like, there's no future. There's no planet B. There's no plan B. And what it's gonna take is us keeping this energy going. These relationships, how many people in this area here are gonna do one-on-one? How many are gonna build with each other? How many are gonna understand? I want y'all to go talk to somebody you don't know right now. Get their number, have some coffee, chill. Like, forget all this theoretical shit. We have to come together. Somebody here you don't like, couple people here I don't like. I gotta go talk to them, I gotta figure it out, right? Because all this means is we have an opportunity to use Biden's words, to use the narratives and the movements and the black women that saved this country against us. And we can't let that happen. And we need our white people to be in the fight with us to make sure that other white people don't turn down and say, oh, get in Obama mode. Oh, Biden's in the White House, there's no Trump, we're chilling. No, no, no. It is time for us to turn up. It is time for us to build structures, social structures, political structures, cultural structures, thinking about how we hold power together. So I appreciate the efforts. I was excited to do Texting Tuesdays and talk to people in Pennsylvania, and I'm excited about how all those efforts got us this opportunity. But right now, Martin Luther King said progress is a precarious position. We are in a precarious position, and there is only one way through that, and that is to fight, to organize, and to unify our efforts, to understand that we have a diversity of tactics. Everything that everybody's doing is valuable. It's about timing, it's about networking, and it's about how we can move together as blocks that challenge
institutions like the institution we're standing across right here. Elections ain't over. It's primary season. We need a new mayor. We need a new sheriff, right? We need new, did anybody look at your ballot and think, man, I'm electing this judge for 14 years?
Right.
Did anybody look at that ballot and think, same name, all the way down? So, this is a machine. It's not an abstract concept. It's a surgical machine. We know how it works, and it's time for us to get educated, get activated, and build together. I know we'll do it because we have to. I know we'll do it because we're all here because of the survival instincts, mechanisms, and organizing of our ancestors. It is in us, and we have to remember our way forward and forget what we've been taught. Thank you.
Tell me what democracy looks like.
When I rise to the top, what do we do? What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Yeah. When our community's under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
I said, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
All right, so I guess we're done with this today. I just want to say thank you to everybody that did come out. You know, we thought that we would have to be sure of the count of votes, but Biden is in office once again. So we can go home knowing that we don't have a racist bastard in office. All right, everybody, enjoy your day, celebrate, and have a shot for me.
This is what democracy looks like.
All right, guys. So we're gonna kill the stream now. I think things went well. Like I said earlier, Joe Biden is the projected 46th president of the United States. I'm sure I'll see you guys tonight. Bye.